What is up, guys? I'm Review, and today I'm going to be talking about why I think Derrick Rose has went from MVP to bench warmer. Now, obviously, this was not his fault. He literally could not control it. It was not in his power, as he had to go through injury after injury after injury. And, when he went through is really sad, because Derrick Rose is a great player. If he wouldn't have got these injuries, no telling what he could have been. But unfortunately for him, his career kind of went down the drain after that knee injury. But I'm going to cover all that in this video. So without further ado, let's get into writing this video. But by the way, if you're a salty Chicago fan, I'd click off this video right now. If you're a Chicago fan, you can just leave, because I'm pretty sure Dwayne Wade just said he wants a buyout. So you can just jump on the Warriors bandwagon if you want, if you're a Chicago's fan. I feel so bad for you. But without me rambling, let's get right into the video. So, in 2008, he actually got drafted by the Bulls first overall, and right away, he was showing tons of potential in his rookie year. He was averaging 3.1 rebounds per game, 6.3 assists per game, 0.8 steals per game, and 16.8 points per game. And that's not MVP's level like he was one year, but that is definitely a great stat sheet for a rookie. Like, obviously, one of the best rookies out of that draft class. I think he is the best rookie out of that draft class. I don't know who was all in it, but I mean, if he wouldn't have got injured, he would have definitely been the best rookie out of that draft class. But then just 2 years later, he then stayed on track with that greatness that he was showing, and he actually won the MVP at 22 years old, extremely young to win the MVP, and he was averaging 4.1 rebounds per game, 7.7 assists per game, 1 steal a game, and 25 points per game. And that's actually extremely good. Obviously, he won MVP, and pretty much after this is pretty much where his entire career kind of unfortunately took a turn for the worse. Everybody was cheering him on. The Bulls were hyped. He was looking great. He was doing things you could have never thought would happen. But 2 years later, or the next year, in the first round, in the first game of the playoffs, he was going to jump, and he actually got his first injury on his left knee, and I mean, this pretty much started it all. But obviously people were concerned and everything, but no one could have predicted how bad this could have went. Because prior to this, he actually had no injuries, but then once your knees go out, you're just pretty much done. And he didn't play the entire 2012 season, so an entire season off, you're gonna get a little bit rusty. But the season he came back, you could tell he really wasn't the same player that the MVP was. Like, he didn't come back as same, but that's understandable. It might take a few games, but the entire season, he just wasn't the player you knew and loved and how great he was. Like, he wasn't the MVP level player that everyone knew, or and all the Chicago fans really knew. As he came back and he averaged 3.2 rebounds per game, 4.3 assists per game, 15.9 points per game. So actually, it's still a pretty good, decent season. But compared to what he had the years before that, that is nothing compared. I think even his rookie year was better than that. Like, it was unbelievable. I mean, I feel bad for the dude. Like, how can you go from MVP to just a normal player? That would be so crushing. But he still kept trying to fight back and trying to fight back. But then, literally, he has an entire sheet of injuries pretty much. Now, I'm just going to go through all of them. So he hurt his other knee after the first knee injury. He hurt his other knee, so both knees are bad now. And one knee being bad is bad enough in the NBA. It's really hard to play because you have knee pains. It's just really hard to play after that. But also, getting your other knee hurt and having to get surgery on that's pretty much going to end your career, pretty much like it did for him. But then that's not even it. Then he tore his right meniscus, the same one that was injured the year before. So he literally injured the same meniscus that was injured before. So now his meniscus is even worse because he had just had surgery on that, and then he has to go back and get surgery on it again. And the reason people found out about that is because after like a third quarter in a game that they're getting blown out, he got found limping off. He wasn't going to tell anyone. But then before the 2015 season even started, he got injured, I'm pretty sure in practice, as he fractured his left orbital bone. This dude literally could fill up an entire little chart sheet of just his injuries. Like, if you take out half his injuries, this dude could still be an all-star player, still be in the Hall of Fame. And that's another thing. You know how I said he won MVP? He will be the first MVP to ever win it and not go in the NBA Hall of Fame. And see, like he would have. I think truly in my head, I really do think he would have won MVP if it wasn't for all these injuries. I mean, he would have went to the Hall of Fame if it wasn't for all these injuries. But I mean, you can't take it away from him. Obviously, he won MVP. You can't take it away from him. But I mean, the only bad thing is he ain't gonna make the Hall of Fame, and he's now gonna be known as the one player to win it but not make it, and that's just going to completely probably demolish him. You know, but now in present time, obviously he got signed to the Cavs, and y'all might be like, "Hey, this could be good. He's playing with LeBron," but really, like, say they do get someone like Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe is going to start over Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is going to be on the bench. He's going to be a bench warmer, as bad as that sounds. He's going to have to be a bench warmer, and he's just going to be in, like, Eric Bledsoe's shadow. But even if they don't get anything that good for Kyrie, he's still going to be in Kyrie's shadow. Like, oh, he's not going to replace Kyrie. He's not going to do all this. He's just, like, unless he somehow has another MVP league year, which I can't see happening. I mean, I just feel so bad for him. He's always going to be in a shadow. He went from MVP to bench warmer. That's like going from the best scout, like that's coming from Lonzo Ball to then just dropping all the way, getting injured and just dropping and don't even get drafted to the NBA. It would be like that. Like, I really feel bad for Derrick Rose and everything, but unfortunately that's going to be the end of this video. So guys, if you really like this video, hit the like button. If you really like this video and you want more of these videos daily, I've been on that daily vid grind lately, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the world to me, and hit the notifications on. Comment below what kind of videos you want to see from me too, like if you want more of these type of videos, like from great to worse or worse to great, you know, or if you want more videos like this is the next super team. I have a series of that. It's a whole thing. So really, I really get my video inspiration from you. And if you really didn't like the video, just leave. You don't have to hit dislike and hurt my feelings. But like I said, that's the end of this video. So kids, always remember, never do your vegetables. Always eat your drugs. Stay safe. Wear your seatbelt. Goodbye.